The frost bit deep that morning, sharp enough to crackle under boots and sting the lungs with every breath. Jack Mercer walked his fence line the way he always did at dawn, a mug of black coffee cooling in his hand, the horizon bleeding slow. Light over the ridges. Rex trotted at his side, ears pricked, nose working the air like a radar dish. He was 7 years old now, a Belgian Malinois trained on more continents than most men ever saw. Jack trusted the dog's instincts as much as his own. And that morning, Rex was on edge. "Easy, boy," Jack muttered. His own gut was saying the same thing. Something was off. It was the tire tracks that did it, fresh ones, deep in the frozen mud where no one should have been. Too wide for the local ranch pickups, too heavy for hunting rigs. Jack crouched, running a calloused hand over. The impressions, military-grade tread, wrong kind of rubber for Redwood Basin. He straightened slowly, scanning the tree line, the rise of hills that cupped his land like a bowl. To anyone else, it was empty silence. To him, it hummed with the quiet weight of danger. The basin was changing. He'd seen it creeping for months now. Strangers in town flashing too much money. Old families selling land faster than cattle at auction. Folks whispered about buyers from the south. But nobody said cartel out loud. Not here. Not yet. Jack sipped his coffee, eyes narrowing. They'd be back. By mid-morning, he heard them. Engines. Not the rattling diesels of ranch trucks, but the low, expensive growl of imported horsepower. He set the mug down on the fence post and watched as 3 black SUVs rolled slow along the dirt road toward his gate, windows tinted dark, bodies gleaming like oil. They didn't just pass. They lingered, crawled by too slow, like sharks circling. Rex growled low, the sound vibrating through his chest. Jack rested a hand on the dog's neck. Not yet. The SUVs moved on finally, but Jack knew better than to believe they were gone. This was reconnaissance. A first look at the man and the ground. Measuring. He finished his coffee, set the mug aside, and walked the property again, this time not as a rancher, but as what he used to be. Every ridge, every tree line, every patch of open dirt became a firing lane in his mind. The barn wasn't storage anymore, it was hard cover. The creek bed, a concealed route of approach. His ranch was high ground, strategic. He'd chosen it years ago for peace, for silence, for space to breathe after 3 decades in shadows. But peace was an illusion. Jack had always known it wouldn't last. They came back at dusk. The sun was bleeding out over the mountains, throwing the valley into amber glow when the same 3 SUVs returned. This time they stopped. Doors opened with the precise choreography of men who had practiced intimidation. 5 in tailored suits stepped out, their leather shoes sinking into dirt they didn't belong on. 2 more stayed behind the wheel, eyes scanning, hands concealed beneath jackets. Jack stood at his gate, one hand resting on the worn wood, the other on Rex's collar. He wore his old ball cap, jeans faded from years of work. A rancher's silhouette, harmless, forgettable. But inside, every sense was sharpened to a razor's edge. The leader walked forward first. He was trim, polished, a man who'd never dirtied his own boots. His smile was meant to look welcoming but carried the weight of ownership, like everything in sight already belonged to him. "Mr. Mercer," he said smoothly. His voice was practiced, the kind that belonged in boardrooms and backroom deals. "Beautiful property you've got here," Jack tipped his hat lazily. "Appreciate it. Been in the family a long time." The man extended his hand. Jack took, it noting everything. The grip too firm, an amateur's attempt at dominance, the faint, callous pattern of someone who had once carried a weapon but hadn't for a long time. Behind him, the others fanned subtly. Not quite a surround, but close enough to send the message. "You're outnumbered." Jack released the handshake, leaned back against the fence post, and scratched Rex's ears with the same calm he used to steady his rifle hand. On the surface, He was relaxed. Inside, he was already building the battlefield in his head.